Hello, Colonial. It's Joy Marie Chamberlain, blessed and highly favored, coming to you from the Lighthouse. Sit back and listen to me as I talk to you about what the Lord has done with me, through me, and for me in my ministry with Kansas City Police. So back in 2017, the Lord told me to start praying for law enforcement, to which I said, happy to do so, but I don't know how. And I promise you, within 15 minutes of saying yes to Him, I encountered a horseback rider from Kansas City Police. So my very first prayer for an officer was for the police officer and his horse. The blessed story for me is that when he called me from Connecticut to Kansas City, Missouri, my ask of him was, please give me a family. I came out here knowing one person, but I left the only family I knew back in Connecticut, where I was born, raised, married, and widowed. But I said yes to Him, and He has not let me down. He has been ever faithful. The family that He gave me, in addition to those of you watching, my church family is a blue family, and that would be the Thin Blue Line, also known as Kansas City Police. And as many of you know, I do ride with KCPD officers, and I do so to pray for them. I ride the full watch, which is 10 hours. I have logged 78 rides so far, and I'm going for 100. I have been blessed to pray with officers, to pray for officers, to literally walk with officers who have possibly turned from the Lord or didn't really know Him, and now they have a much more solid, secure relationship with Him and a hunger. So for me, my blessed story is that I believe God can do it. I've listened to officers. I have certainly shared meals with officers, and I've served in prayer. I surrendered to the Lord when He said, go to Kansas City, work for me because I've written your job description. Law enforcement needs prayer. All law enforcement, not just Kansas City Police. Wherever you live, pray for law enforcement in your own city, in your own state. The other thing you can do is, when you see an officer, please be sure to say thank you. If you see an officer, buy them a cup of coffee if that opportunity presents itself. The key thing here is, please let officers know that you support them, you believe in them, and you appreciate them. If there's one thing I've learned being in a car as many times as I have, the calls that they go on are none of them are good calls by any means, but they serve. That's what they do. And I will leave you with a visual. Most recently, I rode with an officer, with two officers. We were in a situation that could have been potentially harmful to me. And one of the officers very casually, very quietly just came and stood right in front of me. And close enough where I had to put my hands on his vest, on his back, all he said to me was, I've got you. And in that moment when he said, I've got you, that was a visual for me of what Jesus Christ does for us. This officer became a shield for me, just as Jesus is our shield. So please keep that in mind. Please keep that story in mind. When you see an officer, know that they are for you, they are there to protect you, and they are there to serve. And they don't ask for the thank you, but I'm asking you, say thank you, and say God bless you, and pray for them. Thank you very much. May God bless you and keep you.